It's okay to not be best in slot. Part 4, Boots. Roll it. Welcome back, Malakias and Malaki's Menace. Dear, sweet, lovely friends. It's time for part 4 of the series. And no, I didn't forget about the series, I just need breaks in between editing sessions. It's a lot of work. Plus I need time for food. The bathroom, bathtub, and everyday manly things that us manly men do. Yeah, okay. So, like I said in previous videos of this series, you really don't need to be best in slot to fare well in Neverwinter. Some people don't have the time nor the patience for the grind. Some just don't care, and some will get there eventually. Regardless of all that, if you are one of those new players who have limited time, resources, or knowledge to progress, then maybe this video can point you in the right direction. Today we will be talking about the gear that covers your big ass smelly feet. There are so many different types of boots in Neverwinter, but I won't add every single one in this video. I've chosen the ones I think can help you in one way or another. Luckily for you, the best boots are easy to obtain. They really are. So let's begin. We have the Root Stompers, Kron's Gaiters, the Forest Guardian Raid Boots, Divine Raid Boots, because I'm not saying that word. Sounds like I'm saying cusses. I can't say it right. I just can't. Forsaken Scout Gaiters, Stealer of the Stars Boots, Mugger of the Maze Boots, Banded Boots of the Successor, Banded Boots of Hallister's Successor, Earth Treaders, Bone Spurs, Boots of the Willed, Enduring Boots, Greaves of the Fallen, Heels of Fury, Greaves of the Light Guard, and the Rusted Iron Leggings. To a new player, this might all seem intimidating at first glance, so I will break it down for you so you know which ones are better, where they come from, and how you can get any or all of these boots. So let's get the obvious piece of gear out of the way first. The best boots out of all of these for Dpsers are the Rusted Iron Leggings. No contest. They grant you an extra 5% damage and have nice item level attached to them. Downside is a 25% decrease in incoming healing, which for new players is a big deal. So I wouldn't recommend these boots for newer players at all actually. Sure, it's more damage, but you're already a glass cannon squishy toy as is. This will make you even squishier. I only recommend these boots when you have a better understanding of your character/class, when you have more health points and better survivability in general. That being said, I still think you should farm these since they are best in slot and you will eventually use them, unless some new boots come out that are better, which is very possible and happens all the time. Then we have Heels of Fury, which is also very good with 3% extra damage to your melee powers, but come with an extremely low item level, which is the downside in general because it reduces your damage as well due to that lower item level. Now if it was 5% it would be a different story. And also as a new player you want to accumulate more item level so you can run certain content, that's gated behind a certain item level to be a part of it. So these boots, while awesome, can be counterproductive to your goals and your stats as well. Since as a new player, your stats are already undercapped, percentage damage adds nothing to your stats, but they are good, just not ideal. Then we have the Greaves of the Light Guard, which can give you up to 7,500 power, which is an insanely high amount of power. However, if you consider how hard they are to get and the bonus given, then these are not a priority for Dpser, and I doubt new players can even get them anyways, unless you're in a really strong group that's there for your benefit to get you those boots. Then we have the new gear from the new Sharandar campaign, and specifically the Forest Guardian Raid Boots. They have the highest item level in the game when it comes to gear, at 1,500. Plus the stats are decent and the bonus is 7,500 combat advantage when your stamina is over 75%. That's a huge boost to combat advantage. I might even actually use these. Plus if you are at a high enough item level to get these boots, then you're probably already capped or close to cap, which means you might not need these anyways. And you're probably a new player and can't get these. Then you have the Stealers of the Stars boots, which are better in mob phases due to its bonus which grants you power the more mobs that are around you. The Boots of the Successor, or the Hallister Boots of the Successor, are decent and very underrated. They can grant you up to 5% combat advantage, and if you need that extra combat advantage, then these are great choices. Then we have the Bone Spurs, which grant you up to 5% crit severity, which are decent but the low item level and the requirement of 50% for it to proc makes it less attractive, but still very good until you can get better boots. Greaves of the Fallen grant you up to 5,000 power and are a good alternative to capping power if you haven't already. The Divine Raid Boots grant you 300 power for each enemy you are in combat with, and it caps at 15 stacks. so they are okay for mob phases as well, but too expensive time and grind-wise to be considered for most new players. Earth Treaders are decent for damage, but the item level is also very low, which makes these not so attractive, but still decent until you can find something with higher item level. Then there's the Forsaken Scout's Gaiters, which increase your power by 3000 for 10 seconds at the start of combat. I added these boots mostly for variety. Fights and battles in game last way longer than 10 seconds most of the time, unless you are questing or fighting mobs in zones. So the bonus is okay for short, quick fights. Not one of my favorites, but still usable. Then there's the Enduring Boots with a low item level, but an added 3% damage increase. Also there's Boots of the Wild, which increase your at-will damage by 3%, but have a lower item level. Root Stompers have a much higher item level than the previous two boots and let you deal 2.5% more damage if you are 50 feet or further away from your target. So not a really preferred equip bonus for rogues unless you enjoy throwing Cloud of Steel from a distance, which is not optimal. But ranged classes can definitely benefit from this. Bronze Gaiters grant you 5000 power and have a bigger item level at 1225, but also made for short battles. And lastly, we have the Mugger of the Maze boots, which grant you 200 crit strike for each enemy you're in battle with, and it caps out at 15 targets. So not ideal, but useful for questing, especially if there's a lot of mobs around you. So as you can see, you have many different types of boots you can choose from. They have various bonuses and item levels attached to them, and yes, some are better than others, but that isn't the main point of this video. The point is to help new players and show them that you don't need the best in slot gear to enjoy and be competitive in the game. So where can you find all these boots anyways? The Greaves of the Fallen can be found as a random drop from the Xura hunt in Avernus. The Bone Spurs can be found in the hunts of Soshenstar, specifically the Split Tea hunt. The Banded Boots of the Hallister Successor and the Banded Boots of the Successor can both be found in the Lair of the Mad Mage. The Heels of Fury can drop from the Sisters of Fury hunt in Barovia. The Stealer of the Stars boots are found from expeditions in the Undermountain. Same goes for the Mugger of the Maze boots and the Root Stompers, all three from expeditions. The Forest Guardian boots comes from the new dungeon, Vault of Stars. The Rusted Iron Leggings from the Juma Bags and Valenhas. The Greaves of the Light Guard from the Tier 3 hunt in Avernus called Nightspine. The Forsaken Scout Gaiters comes from Avernus treasure maps. Enduring boots can be found in the Makos and Eku treasures in Omu. Boots of the Wild can be found in the hunts of Omu and the Tyrant hunt specifically. Earth Treaders can also be found in the hunts of Omu and the Red Fang hunt. Then we have the Divine Raid boots that can be found at the Bleeding Citadel and the Forge. So as you can see, some are harder to obtain and some are much easier. That will ultimately depend on a few factors: how much time you have as a player to farm, and RNG. Out of all these boots on your screen, the hardest ones to get are most likely the Forest Guardian Raid boots, since they are from the Vault of the Stars dungeon, the Greaves of the Light Guard, which have a chance at dropping at a Tier 3 hunt called Nightspine, also the Divine Raid boots that need 10k favors to buy at the Forge. The rest shouldn't be as difficult, but they can be, depending on how bad your RNG is. The boots you should be trying to get for top damage is the Rusted Iron Leggings from farming apes in Valenhas, then gathering those chaotic writings and then buying Juma bags for a chance to get the boots. They are best in slot, but not necessarily the best option for newer players, since the downside can be pretty harsh. Minus 25% healing isn't a laughing matter, and mobs do hit pretty hard nowadays. So maybe try and get the Rusted Iron Leggings and hold on to it for a later time. Have a look at all these boots and decide which one is easier for you to work with or work for. Maybe you already have one or multiple of these. No matter what your choice is or what boots you're already using, it's okay. There is no wrong choice. The only people who will consider your choices as wrong are the elitist pricks who think the only way to have fun is by having the best gear. Trust me, they're malachias. They don't know shit. Also, I'm not trying to say you shouldn't want the best gear. I'm just saying it's okay if you don't have them. You can still complete content and do dungeons without them. I hope this video helped you a bit in deciding what you can use until you can get something better. Obviously, I could have missed a few boots here and there, but that isn't the point. The point by showing these boots is to give you a general understanding of what you can choose. And they are all okay. Because I said before, it's okay to not be best in slot. And anybody that says otherwise, Greeks know what I mean. Anyways, next video will be about rings. Hope this helped. If you like my content, smash that subscribe button. If not, don't. Galactic here. Peace out. Stay safe.